you do realize that wedding planning is 90% admin. And out of the 90% admin, 50% of your time is like, hi, just me again, chasing this up. Please see below. Hi, me again. And you'll send like 7 emails to one supplier.
We didn't want it to be connected to weddings anymore, like the
Yeah.
stress and anxiety that can come with a smaller island wedding. Like,
Yeah.
can you imagine Bali and the little bits of stress that you get there, but having to do a full, like the barge, getting all the furniture over, like it's a lot.
I will never forget talking to Amber about all the requests she was getting through Concierge, because Jackie and Carl were like, oh, I don't think we'll use it. Yeah, not sure. And then they got Concierge last minute, and honestly, like, what did you bring out to the wedding that Amber sent to you?
White underwear, tidy whities.
Tidy whities. When I got to the office yesterday afternoon, Ella was like, are you okay? And I was like, no. And I said, look, I know it wasn't my fault, but you want your bride's day to be like, I'm getting emotional.
Yeah.
You want it to be like amazing.
Best day of their life.
I want them to be so happy. I want them to be like hugging me at the end of the night, telling me what a good day was.
Yeah.
At the moment, we have been told we're in for a wet summer.
Oh yeah, wet summer.
Bali typically rains, let's say November through to February. We've been told to expect a wet summer. It's been raining a lot the last month, which is really uncharacteristic for this time of year. So if you are a bride getting married this year, whether you're with us or you're not with us, talk to your venue, talk to your wedding planner. I think you seriously need to start considering backup options just in case. Hi, and welcome back to another episode of Bali Weddings Unveiled. I'm Tristan.
And I'm Britta.
And we are your co-hosts. Today is a bit of a fun one. We're jumping into our monthly recap. Last month when we did our recap, we didn't have a lot to chat about because we hadn't really done that much. We were kind of coming into the start of the year, but we have just come off 5 back-to-back weddings.
Yeah.
Insane.
It's been horrible.
Look, I wouldn't say horrible, but we had, normally our weddings are kind of broken up, but we had weddings Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Yeah.
We obviously didn't work all of them, but you did 4 of them.
I did 4 back-to-backs, and like
Because
by that 4th day, I was like, I had to get drugs sent out to
Yeah,
one.
very run down.
Very run down.
The long days definitely take a toll on your body. But because of that, guys, you will see we normally have a beautiful flower display. We don't have it today. It's on my kitchen bench. I grabbed it. We were just a bit tired. It'll come in shortly, hopefully.
We were very tired.
We were very tired, so we might be a bit tireder today than normal. But let's recap what a month it's been. 5 weddings back to back.
Yep.
We're coming out of a massive month of holidays.
Yeah.
If you're a client of ours, you will know that there were a lot of delays in the last 6 weeks because we had, what did we start with?
I don't know.
Was it Idul Fitri?
Yeah, we've had Idul Fitri. We've had Galungan.
Then Easter.
Yep, Easter.
Then what's the one after Galungan? Cunningham?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've had a lot of holidays. And, you know, in Australia, you have a public holiday, you have the day off.
Yeah.
What happens here?
People take extended days off, or they go away to their hometowns, villages, and they're just not contactable.
I swear one of our suppliers had like 3 weeks off, and I was like, I understand the Balinese holidays, but you're not Muslim.
And we're
Why are you taking the
constantly
Muslim
chasing.
holidays?
Like, we have it on our to-do list. It's like, okay, chase this person again. They still just don't get back to you.
I was explaining that I had a job interview with someone the other day, and they really excited to be in the wedding world, really want to come on board. And I was like, you do realize that wedding planning is 90% admin. And out of the 90% admin, 50% of your time is like, hi, just me again, chasing this up. Please see below. Hi, me again. And you'll send like 7 emails to one supplier. I don't know what it is, but the admin for some companies is just shocking. And I get it. Like, we're busy. I actually got a beautiful reply from a florist the other day. I sent it to you, remember?
Yeah, that's right.
And I think it was the 3rd time I'd followed up. And the reply that I got back was like, "Oosh, Tristan, like we had such a busy few weeks of weddings. Don't know how you're handling it, and you're podcasting like a boss. Like I aspire to be like you. So sorry for the delay." And I was like, "Oh, all is forgiven."
It sounds like your ChatGPT when you're trying to get it to hype you up. You know,
look, I've seen this quality of English from this Florissant person, so I think they definitely ChatGPT. But I was okay because I was like, yes, soften me up with a compliment and say sorry.
Do it.
So yeah, we had a few massive weeks of holidays and chasing and admin, and you know, some of the team had time off as well. We had a beautiful weekend away.
Oh, we did.
Actually, it was the last time we were here. We kind of joked about it. Let's go to Lembongan for the weekend. And then I think that was a Wednesday we were filming.
Yeah.
Thursday we had a massive office day. Friday I was in meetings. And what happened when I came home on Friday afternoon? What did you say to me?
I was like, I've booked a boat to go to Lembongan and I've got some tickets on hold for you, but I'm going. I've already booked.
What time was this and what time was the boat leaving?
I think the boat was leaving at like 2 or 4. No, 2.
Yeah. And I literally got home from this meeting and it was like, I think 11:30, 12. Yeah. And I'm like, I want to come to Lembongan. And I was like FOMO. And I'm like, you bitch, what about the dogs?
I had your tickets on hold. I was like, I don't know what's happening with the dogs, but I need to go.
So we have pets, right? Like we live together. One of the pets is basically mine. I've had it for 11 years, buddy. But we have a little like family dog. And Britta was just like, well, I'm going away. You can figure out the animals. So it literally was like, right, I can make this work. I can pack a bag. And then our nanny, Are You Blessed, calls out, I want to come.
We're like, come.
And we're like, come then. If you sort the dogs out. And she's like, I have no clothes. And I was like, well, sort the dogs out. Ring the dog hotel, see if they can come.
I've sorted the rooms for everyone.
Yep.
I've booked the boat tickets. All right, Ayu's coming now. Wayan, add one more ticket on.
And it was literally like, well, if you want to come, Ayu, more than welcome. Good for me. You can watch Christian. Me and Britta have a nice dinner or night out one night, which didn't actually happen.
No.
But yeah, and literally she rang the dog hotel, was like, right, they'll be here in 2 hours. We messaged one of our other staff and said, can you come be here so the dogs can get picked up? And Ayu rode home. We were at the boat harbour like an hour and a half later.
I think it was half an hour later before we even like walked out the door, the dog hotel came and we were like, that was so much quicker than 2 hours.
And I'd been sick the night before, that's right as well. And I was only just starting to feel human. I hadn't actually eaten all day because I was worried my tummy wasn't handling it. So we went to Lembongan. Now, for those of you who have not been to Lembongan, I highly recommend it. We actually used to do weddings there, and unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, I'm happy about it. We did stop doing weddings because
it's our holiday destination.
It is one of my favorite places to go just for a weekend off, for a couple of days, for a week. It is beautiful. It's like a little heaven on earth.
We didn't want it to be connected to weddings anymore, like the stress and anxiety that can come with a smaller island wedding. Like, can you imagine Bali and the little bits of stress that you get there, but having to do a full, like the barge, getting all the furniture over, like it's a lot.
What's a barge? People don't know what a barge is.
People know what a barge is. We have them in Australia.
Do many people? Because you had a certain client that did not understand what a barge was.
A barge, it's just like a bigger boat that you can put basically larger items on.
So the last couple of weddings we did in Lembongan were very stressful. And actually the very first wedding I worked on in Lembongan wasn't actually my wedding.
It was a friend.
It was a friend. So our beautiful friends at S1.E16 Society, after COVID, Jess had a wedding over there. And during COVID, she'd come back, she'd had a baby. So there was a lot going on. Your first wedding post-COVID is always going to be a little bit like high pressure because you want to make sure it's perfect. But adding a island off Bali into the mix, I remember waking up in the morning and it must have been like 9 a.m. and I had missed phone calls from Jess from the night before because Jess is one of my very good friends. Yeah. Like we office shared for a while. I was very supportive. Wifey, but she saved my phone as wifey. So when she started S1.E16 Society, which was called, what was it called before that?
Q Events.
Very supportive. Like we always sent her business if we were overbooked. She actually worked on a few Bali Brides events with some of our higher end clients when we were fully booked. So we worked very closely together. But I woke up in the morning, I had like a bunch of missed calls from her. And then like a bit of a meltdown message of like, oh my gosh, the generator's gone down. Like more just a venting message than anything. And I, you know, when sometimes you say to someone out of the goodness of your heart, I'm like, is there anything can I do? Can I help you? And you don't expect them to say yes. I was like, wifey, oh my God, how stressful. Are you okay? Do you want me to get on a boat and come over? And she was like, oh my God, can you? And I was like, fuck. And I was literally like, yeah, okay. And luckily I already had the nanny coming that day because I was doing something and I literally just cancelled my plans for the day and I was at the boat harbour an hour later, got over to the island and everything ran smoothly. I think just the day before, the stress. But I literally went for the day, came back. And then after that, we did a couple of weddings there. And for anyone that hasn't been to Lombongan, we'll put some photos up here so you can kind of see snippets of the island. There's not like cars, there's no trucks, like it's a very small island.
I don't think I've ever actually seen an actual car. Like there's more just like people movers.
No, I've actually never seen an actual car either now that I think about it. So you can imagine when we're taking things like furniture or lighting or anything over there, when we get off the boat, like it's a golf buggy or we're trying to find a truck and the prices, there's no Gojek. It's like if you want the truck, it's going to be $30 one way. And I guess the other issue is we've got to send everything over on a barge, and normally that has to go the day before.
Yep.
Where do we store everything? Like, so there were a lot of logistics involved. Thank goodness Wyan, also from Soiree Society, because he had done a couple of weddings there. He was like magic, because our team obviously can do a lot of research, but he already knew. So we actually hired Wyan out for those weddings as well, and he managed the transport and logistics and the vendors arriving. But when things go wrong on an island that small, you can't just ring another company.
There's no backup.
There's no backup. So the first few weddings that were incredibly stressful, we did make the decision after the last one to never do another wedding there, because it did ruin it as a holiday destination for us.
Because it's not even just the stress on the wedding day, it's the whole lead up to it, because we try to get there
the fast boats, remember?
Or day before. Fast boats.
The fast boats were being cancelled because the tides were so rough, and we were like, what if we get stuck there? We have other weddings, and we weren't charging enough money by any means to do it. Like we charged a surcharge to go there, but we had to be there the day before. That was meals for like 3-4 people, fast boats, and we charged a fee, but it wasn't enough for 3 days worth of work, because then even afterwards,
pay for accommodation.
Yeah, and one of the weddings, was it you that got off the fast boat, went straight to another wedding, or Al? Like it's a really,
we did. Both Al and I, we went to Jiva Saba.
That's right. You came to my wedding, so I left earlier.
It was just after I had to say goodbye to my grandmother as well. That was that was the final straw for me. I'm like,
that was actually I remember that.
So traumatic.
I'm having trauma.
So much trauma.
We won't go into it too much, but unfortunately, your grandma obviously passed away, and you being the freaking trooper that you are, you took personal leave for that week, but you didn't get on a plane and go home. You had weddings, and you were like, I'm going to stick it out. Like, I want to go home to mum, but obviously you can't. And I will still never forget going to war for you, because one of your clients complained that you were taking personal leave. And I was like, how freaking dare you? Your wedding is fully planned apart from the barge boat, because we don't have your final furniture order. Yeah,
exactly.
That was the thing. So anyway, long story short, Lombongan, paradise. What did we do? We did nothing. I loved it. We just sat.
It's so funny, because when you go to the smaller islands, it's like when we checked in, when we finally got there, we kind of went straight down to the pool and we were like, 2 bintangs, please. Like, I don't really drink much beer, but as soon as I get on those like small island vibes, I'm like, give me a bintang.
It's always like bintang nasi goreng for me.
Yeah, mee goreng. Oh, delicious.
Yeah. And
it's
like
nothing better than just local food.
It's so funny, because when you arrive in Lombongan, if you're staying in a hotel, like, as we said, there's no car. So you're either getting like the back of these dodgy little trucks or a golf buggy. Like the hotel might arrange transfers for you. Ours didn't. So we got off the boat, we walked up the sand. It was like, we'll get some scooters, please. I'm trying to shove that little suitcase on the scooter. Now my son never goes on a scooter in Bali, because I've got trauma. I saw an accident when I first moved here involving a child, and I will never get that image and the screaming out of my head from the mum. So Christian doesn't scooter here. He's been on a scooter a few times, but it's literally just up and down the road on the office. And he has like a $700 helmet from New Zealand that I bought from a proper motorbike shop. So I don't really take him on the scooter at all. But
I feel like it's even us when we're just driving around anyway. We just stay in the area. Like we go Seminyak, maybe Legian.
Further out, we take a car. If we're going to have a drink with dinner, we always take a car. Like we're very good with not drinking, driving ever.
We just don't really go far on our scooters.
Well, that's like $3-4 for a taxi. So why wouldn't you just get a taxi? Yeah. So we arrived. We're obviously trying to shove the thing. Christian was so happy. He's like, am I going on a scooter? And I was driving so slow, like a little grandma. But it's just like the island vibes. You drive around the island to your little accommodation, go for a swim. You just float from beach club to beach club, really. It's just so good. It was so needed before the month.
Beach house.
That was a delightful day.
That was very delightful.
Those lychee martinis. Jinx.
All right, I'll drink.
Yeah. So everyone had a lot of holidays. We got a lot of holidays. And then we came back and I had my first wedding.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. So we need to get Amber on here.
Yeah.
From Bali Concierge Co, because we have the side business, me and actually one of the other wedding planners. No one really knows it's my side business. I've kind of got my fingers in all my pies, but we started a side business, myself and Narelle from Global Weddings, called Bali Concierge Service. It was her idea, but she came to me saying, you know how to grow a business and things.
Yeah.
So we started this business called Bali Concierge Co. We've hired somebody to manage it full time, so we don't really have anything to do with it. And basically what it is when you get married in Bali or even come on holidays, you can pay for this concierge hotline, right? So it's like having your own little personal assistant in your pocket. So for the weddings, you pay a set fee. It ranges from like $450 to $550 depending on the size of your wedding. But once you pay that fee, every person in your wedding party gets access to concierge from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m.
So handy.
And all it is a hotline, literally like you can text this number at any time for anything you want. Hi, I need a doctor. Can you send me a doctor? Hey, can you arrange my airport transfers? I'm not feeling well. I have Bali belly. What should I do? Is the ice safe to eat? Like she gets so many questions. And we did go to the launch of the concierge party not long ago. But Jackie and Carl, love them.
They was the sweetest couple I think I've met.
I'm really lucky because I said like the last wedding was my favourite couple of the year, but now I'm like maybe Jackie and Carl was. I don't know. But honestly, they're from New Zealand. So first of all, I'm from New Zealand. So that was really close to my heart. Alyssa did the planning, I did the coordination, and we actually caught up with them in New Zealand when we were there.
Yep.
At a cafe, kind of finalised a lot of their wedding details. They brought me like these little juices from these markets. Oh, they were just such beautiful people. But I will never forget talking to Amber about all the requests she was getting through concierge because Jackie and Carl were like, I don't think we'll use it. Yeah, not sure. And then they got concierge last minute. And honestly, like, what did you bring out to the wedding that Amber sent to you?
White underwear, tidy whities.
Tidy whities. So the groom obviously was wearing cream pants, forgot underwear. So Amber went out shopping.
He forgot like white underwear or
he had underwear but not skin coloured and his pants were a bit see-through, so Britta had to bring out underwear. Jackie had messaged concierge the night before like, I think my dress needs a veil. Amber whoosh whoosh made it happen. Like there were so many funny requests that came through from them. They also listened to one of our other podcast episodes where we were talking about Kim and Darren and having little Maple out there. So sure enough, photo insert here.
Yeah.
Here's them snuggling little Maple because they insisted she be part of the wedding as well.
And I was the official dog handler of the day, so I just walked around with Maple all day.
Yeah, and Parla Ubud, oh my goodness.
Oh, it's beautiful.
We don't do a lot of like jungly weddings, and when they came to me, we were going backwards and forwards on quite a few venues, and then I went to the opening of Parla Ubud, and I literally messaged Carl. I was like, I have found your wedding venue. You're gonna love it, and sent him through all the videos. They booked it, I think, like the next day. It was absolutely gorgeous. I mean,
the staff were wonderful as well
because they are the same staff from Parla Uluwatu.
Yeah.
So it's a sister business, and the owner even came out that day to meet me. It was the first wedding they'd had there. They were so grateful, so over the moon. So I'll pop some photos in here, but Parla Ubud, if you're considering a jungle wedding, probably like one of the only venues I really want to work at that way, to be honest. I mean, technically it's a very grey area about logistics of Ubud for us Westerners, but as the director of the company, I'm fine. Just absolutely beautiful. And a lot of the venues in Ubud, the grass is uneven, they're hotels, you can't take outside catering, but because this is a specific built venue, keeping weddings in mind, like everything just flows, you can take catering in. And they're just wonderful to work at, I think.
Yeah, they're really good. And the tent that you guys put in there as well, like that was beautiful. Like it really just fit the setting. I think it kind of made it as well.
I really think it did. So it's been raining a lot.
Oh yeah, it's been
the last couple months.
So much.
And we say this so many times, it is so important to trust your wedding planner. And these guys, I think also one of the reasons they were my favourite, they just trusted us. Like there was never any like, I'm not sure about that, Tristan and Alyssa. There was like, no, Alyssa, we don't think that's a good idea. Like every suggestion that we gave them, they were like, no problems. And when it came to the final meeting and we sat down, it's always a hard conversation to have with someone. Like we think it's going to rain and we think we need a marquee or
because I get it. Like it's a few grand that they weren't really budgeting for.
It's also the plan of the day. Like that's not what you want for anyone's wedding day. And I actually just had a wedding and I'm still kind of traumatized from it because I felt so bad for the bride because we'll dive into that later. But the final meeting, I sat down and I was like, I've been keeping an eye on the weather. I've been talking to people in Ubud. There's a high chance of rain. I think we're going to need to do a marquee.
I feel like Ubud's just
it's wetter.
Prone to rain.
It's wetter.
Yeah.
And so I said to them, we're going to do a marquee. And they're like, Tristan, no problems. And I was like, it's going to be X. No problems. And I was like, okay, well, that's going to cover dinner. I think we need the rain stopper for ceremony. Yeah. No problems. And because it's going to be really hot under the particular marquee that I have on hold, I'd like to do misty fans so that it keeps the tent cool. No problems. And I was like,
when does anyone ever just say yes to you?
Like it does happen, but just for the, like, there was no debate. There was no backwards and forwards or we'll think about it. It was just explicit trust. And like, for me, it just makes my life so easy. And it just like, it warmed my heart so much. I was like, they just trust me. And sure enough, on the wedding day, rain stopper, ceremony was beautiful. Cocktail hour was beautiful. Dinner time poured with rain.
Yeah.
Now, I want to explain something about the rain stopper because you just had a wedding and it rained.
Yeah.
So what happened? How does the rain stopper kind of work? Like he tells us he moves the clouds.
Yeah, basically that. So he moves the clouds like
they go around you. It's so bizarre.
Yeah, it's so bizarre. I've had 2 weddings in May and we had the rain stopper for both of them.
Yeah.
My one at Villa Vedas on the 6th of May, Carolina.
That was the beautiful.
Bless her heart. Yeah. Love her. I messaged her the day before. No, actually at the pre-wedding meeting, I'm like, I think it's going to be wise to put our rain stopper on hold. I'll keep an eye on the weather. Sure enough, it got to literally the day. I think I'd already confirmed bar park.
Yeah.
But I messaged her anyway. I was like, I've been looking at the weather again.
Yeah.
I think we will need bar park rain stopper. And she was like, yeah, I was thinking the same thing because it rained overnight.
Yeah.
And she was like, yep, do it. I was like, perfect, already done. And he came out. It was the other bar park.
The Vedas one?
The Vedas one.
He's good too.
He's great. And it started bucketing down rain, I think, from maybe 2 p.m. until 4 p.m. And we had to just remove everything off the dinner table. So it was basically just the tables were out there, the florals were all done and everything. Dada Island, they did a fantastic job.
That wedding was gorgeous.
Beautiful.
We'll put some photos here from that wedding. Oh, beautiful.
But yeah, it was just bucketing down rain and I just knew that she was getting very stressed up there and there's nothing really we can do at that stage. It's just kind of wait it out. I've been told that, yes, it was going to stop in time for the ceremony, and it did.
Yeah.
So,
because I think that's what they do, right? Like, if it's raining, it's not essential for it to not be raining.
Yeah.
They're like, well, we'll let it get out now, and then we'll fix it.
That's what I said to Yanti. I was just like, just got to get the rain out of its system, and then we'll be fine.
And then I feel like when it rains at certain periods, I don't say anything about it, and I don't go to Bar Park Rain Stopper and say, hey, fix it, because I'm like, in the bigger picture,
it has to rain.
It's fine to rain now because I don't.
Yeah. There's nothing happening.
We're going to have to do things last minute, but we can mitigate that. That's absolutely fine. What time can you make it stop?
Exactly.
And then normally the question is, what time do you need it to stop? And I'm like, this time. And every time.
And that's basically what happened. We had probably half an hour to get everyone sorted, get everyone seated. And then, ceremony went on time.
It was beautiful.
It was beautiful. It was obviously a bit overcast, but I actually prefer that for photos.
Yeah, me too.
The lighting
and the heat
isn't as
well.
harsh. Yes.
Yeah.
It was nice, the weather.
Yeah.
And everything went beautifully. I think the rain stopper left at about 10. We had a tattoo studio, which we had to quickly run inside, but it rained a little bit for about 5 minutes.
After he left?
10 past 5.
10 past 5?
5 past 10.
This is the back-to-back wedding.
This is the back-to-back wedding. 5 past 10, it started raining at nighttime. And then, it only lasts for about 5 minutes and then whoosh, gone.
So basically what the rain stopper does, and this is my understanding of it, and I might be completely wrong, but they basically move the clouds. So the ceremonies and the praying, they're like, the clouds are coming towards us, let's move them that way, and they move them around. Yeah. But on days that the island is completely covered in clouds and rain, there's not a lot they can do. So it's not 100% guaranteed, and obviously it's going to come down to a belief system.
Yeah.
So literally for Jackie and Carl's wedding, it was going to rain. It was always going to rain. So he kept it clear for the ceremony, cocktail hour. And then literally just as we're moving everyone in for dinner, rained.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? Not a massive deal that it's raining now. It kind of was annoying for the band because we had to bring the sides down on the tent. And that obviously impacted sound a little bit.
Yeah.
But then as soon as it stopped, we put it up. Then it rained again quite heavily. But everything was in the tent. The band was undercover. The only thing that was annoying was the photo booth because the photo booth was outside and started at 8 p.m. So I literally went over to him and I said, Bapak, at 8 p.m, it's party time. It's going to be very hot in that tent. The photo booth needs to open. I need you to stop the rain by then. And he was like, okay. And literally it was like 7:59, the rain stopped. We set up the photo booth. We did a full party time. So it rained all through dinner. It wasn't a big deal because we were all undercover anyway.
Fine.
But obviously if the clouds are covering the entire island, like it was on Friday, it was literally raining everywhere. Where do they put the clouds?
Yeah.
But they do, most of the time, if there is somewhere for them to move things around, they stop the rain for all the key moments.
The way that I kind of understand it is if you're literally in wet season, which we are kind of experiencing a prolonged wet season right now, which is
we're gonna have a wet summer. We'll touch on that shortly. Yeah.
But if if we were to have a wedding in August and it was predicted a bit of rain, we're like, not too sure about it. Yes, we'll hire the rain stopper.
Yeah.
However, if it's like December, January, and we're in like peak wet season, there's just not much that they can do about it. Like there's literally just nowhere to put the clouds. That's the way that I kind of understand
That's what they say. Where do we put the clouds? There's nowhere in the sky that's clear for me to move them.
So if, say, the random day in August, a little bit of rain, that is so much easier to move the clouds around.
Yeah.
Whereas, wet season, no.
A little bit tricky. I did have a wedding though was it last year? And it was like my venue was flooded all day, and it stopped at we had the rain stop in the marquee, and he stopped the rain. We got the ceremony done, and then it rained later in the night. So it is tricky because they need somewhere to move that around to. So we had multiple weddings. So I came straight back from Limbong, and we did Jackie and Carl's wedding. When was your first wedding?
Well, 6th of May, Carolina. Yeah. That was after that. And then I had Alex, Emma and Alex.
Yeah, I was going to say Alex and Ocean. That was a different one.
Alex and Ocean. That was last year.
The names,
you weren't even there at that one.
I remember a lot of the names though because I'm looking over.
That was a Puri Bagger one last year. Emma and Alex, Stone Villas, and I think it just comes down to...
They're all mushing into my head. I'm like, which one was that? I was there. That was that day. That was so sad.
That was one of my most prettiest weddings to date.
Oh my gosh.
It was so beautiful.
We'll put some photos up, guys. This wedding, honestly, Britta did a wedding a while ago that I was like, I think this is your prettiest one to date. But then I walked into their wedding. I was like, no, this one wins.
This one.
Yeah. It was honestly gorgeous. It was
so pretty.
A few hiccups along the way to get it as gorgeous as it was.
Yeah.
But... just so pretty. Who was your florist that day? We had a stylist.
Artie.
We had a stylist that day.
I just brought him in for florals though, so he just did all the floral styling. I did all the
everything
table
else.
Decor, furniture, everything.
It was honestly so gorgeous, but again, trust your wedding planner. What happened in the final meeting?
I recommended to get a marquee and the rain stopper, just because it was... that whole week was unprecedented rain.
Yeah, it was like flooding our road again.
It was. And I spent the weekend out in Uluwatu anyway because there was a massive ceremony going on.
That's right, that big thousands of people walking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't want to risk it, so I just stayed out there that weekend so I could do final meeting. I met up with them the day before because we could set the lighting up a day before, which was great. But yeah, day of, it didn't rain for the ceremony. Bar Park Rain Stopper did his job.
Which we actually booked without them knowing because it was such a pretty wedding.
They didn't want anything.
They didn't want anything, but I said to Britta, look, we will pay for it. I don't want it to rain for this wedding. It would ruin their day.
Yeah.
So we did pay for it. And as we said, the island was covered in clouds that day,
Yeah.
but we did get the key things out.
We did. We got, obviously, ceremony. We could do
and it was
cocktail
dark at the
hour.
ceremony. Those clouds literally were in a U shape around us.
It was. And
I was
did.
like...
And they were going into their grand entry and it was sprinkling a little bit. So we were able to do grand entry. They went straight into the champagne tower and...
then the skies opened up.
The skies opened up and it was not so much of a downpour, but it was heavy enough that it was all right, let's get everyone out.
Yeah.
We let the rain do its thing for about 5-10 minutes. It wasn't even that long, to be honest. And we did a whole refresh of the tables. We got new plates. We wiped down all the cutlery and chairs and tables.
Because we did say to Bar Park, we need a couple hours just so they can eat dinner. After that, we don't care. Well, we did care, but give us a couple hours to eat outside because there was nowhere for us to put them inside to eat.
We couldn't do anything about the tablecloths because then we would literally have to remove everything. But it was okay. And then
do you know what?
Yeah.
This has been covered on episode already. That day would have been so much more stressful if we did not have the professional MC, Chrissy, because she obviously works with us all the time. She works in Bali. She's used to the weddings. Leaving her with the guests to mitigate that situation because we literally moved all the guests to the lobbies. There's no music. There's nothing going on. We were just hold here. Having her there, game changer to have a professional
massive
to manage that while we were dealing with.
A lot of my clients this year do have professional MCs and it's nice having a family member. I always used to think that it was family member.
Because they know the couple.
Exactly.
I'm not of that mind frame anymore. And I used to be. But I feel like things have changed. Things have leveled up for us.
Yeah.
If you don't have the budget, fine. But put a professional in charge.
Yeah. Everything flows so much smoother.
And they're also not coming up to you. They're not having to worry about it and stress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're not having to go up to a guest and be like, hey, it's time to announce this. And they're like 5 drinks down.
Or the incident we had at a wedding. Whose wedding was it? The kid got sick. Was that wedding? And we had to find a replacement MC on the day because a guest had to leave a wedding. I don't know if it was your wedding or Yanti's wedding. We'd had a lot of weddings this last month, but we had a wedding where the MC, kid was unwell. So, of course, parents going with the kid. They left. So we had to get a replace. Like, we had to go through the guests and try and find someone else to take it over. Like, professional MC, you don't need to worry about that.
No. Yeah. But, for Emma and Alex's wedding, we went through, the rain stopped, we refreshed all the tables, we brought all the guests back in. We were able to do the parent speech. We did entree and mains. We kind of had to move the run sheet around a little bit just to kind of bang out all the food because now we were running behind.
Yeah.
And then we were going to do the formalities. And then straight pretty much after dinner, the rain lords were just not with us. And it was torrential rain.
I mean, like, it's so funny because at one point we have a security guard at the weddings for our protection, which we'll explain later. But at one point the security guard came running over to me with an umbrella and there were guests walking. I'm like, what are you doing? Get off me and look after my guests. Like, I don't care if I get wet, look after them. And I just remember us like later in the car going home like, ooh, I smell like wet dog. Because we had just been wet and dried so many times throughout that evening.
It was so gross.
It was so gross.
But we had to do dessert as well.
We did dessert.
And someone was holding an umbrella. We were holding the umbrellas for the Bali Good Food staff. And we were like out.
That cake was probably one of the prettiest cakes I've ever seen in my life.
The cake was so pretty. It was from Exora.
Photo of cake here.
Photo cake.
Because we were worried about that. And then they had fireworks as well, which was incredibly like stressful.
And we had a 9 p.m. curfew. I think we asked for forgiveness and let them off a little bit later.
Yeah, we did. I was like, let's just pretend we didn't know. I did that similar the other day.
We asked Bapak again. We were like, we just need like 10 minutes.
Yeah. And
he gave
us the 10 minutes. And thank goodness that venue actually like has a nightclub downstairs because we were able to move the guests down there and finish party time. That bride got 3 grand entrances in the end. Like rain stopper definitely needed. So that was them. They were gorgeous. Loved it. And then after that,
it was just such a pretty wedding.
It really was. And then did we go straight from them into the 5 days of back-to-back? I feel like we've had a lot of weddings this month and they're all kind of mushing together a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, that was the 12th of May. And then what are we on now?
We're the 28th.
It's
just flowing the whole month.
Yeah, so we've just come off 5 back-to-back weddings.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of where we're at.
We had Thursday. Yanti, though, what a trooper.
I know.
So Yanti this month has had 6 weddings, and we've spoken about this before, but we used to have a sales and marketing person, and we've kind of refreshed that role now. It's not really called that anymore. But because of the structure and the way we were giving them bonuses and incentives, they got paid for every wedding they booked in for us, and they did not care about our team. They didn't care that we were overworked. So most of our wedding planners should only take maximum 4 weddings a month, unless you get like 4 weddings and like
no back-to-back weddings either.
No back-to-back, so it's 1 a week for a month, unless you check with the planner first and they're like, well, I can do that one because it's, a simple elopement on the beach and it's 10 people, whatever it's going to be. So somehow Yanti ended up with 6 weddings this month, and I think we've only got this year to go. And then Steph, magic again, she's balanced our schedule out now, so we're actually getting proper breaks. But Yanti's had 6 weddings this month. That's a lot for any wedding planner.
Yeah,
and
I mean, she just had 3 in 4 days, which is what I'd done.
So she did Thursday
last year.
I was with her Saturday, and then she had Sunday. And Saturday we did send her home when we tried to send her home early so she could get some rest. Again, the benefits of having our team is we can do that. But she just smashed it. Like,
she did.
I thought she looked a bit stressed in the office a couple of weeks ago, but turns out she just had a headache. And coming into the office is a lot when there's so many of us in there. But she just, she's just so magical.
She is.
She handled that with so much grace. She smashed everyone out of the park. She's getting raving reviews from every client.
Yeah.
Saturday's wedding, me and you went out to, and we did the evening shift and let her go home early so she could rest up before Sunday. I know she was stressed about Sunday because, again, we had no marquee, no backup option, and it wasn't a venue you could actually put people inside. I had a nightmare about it.
Yeah.
But she did such a good job.
She did. It's so funny because on a wedding day, you rock up, you want to help as much as you can, but she's done everything already. And we just get there and we're like, okay, well.
I think this is the differences though. So we've got quite a big team.
Yeah, we do.
So it's probably a little bit different to other wedding planning companies because a lot of wedding planning companies are either independent. There's one head planner. They've got a team of people that help them on the day, or they hire in freelancers. We have multiple wedding planners. So I think the benefits of like when I put you or Yanti on one of my weddings, or again, when me or you go out to weddings, we don't really need to tell each other what to do. Like
we just do it.
We just get things done. And it's like, there's so much trust. Like trust your wedding planner. Like we also trust each other so much. Like at one point, I don't even know where Yanti was, but I literally walked into the prep room and I was like, oh, the name tags are here. I'll just start sorting them out and putting them into table order. And then someone else walked by and started helping me. Like it just makes it so much easier when you've got another planner on. So we've got assistants and the assistants are fantastic.
Yeah.
But it's not like we could just leave everything in their hands. No. It's not like if I got sick, I could leave. And this was a big conversation we've had to have with one of our staff members in the last couple of months. It's like, well, why do the other wedding planners get paid more than I do on the wedding day for assisting? Because we do pay all of our planners a fee. Yeah. And it was like, well, I could get sick or fall over and hurt my ankle or whatever, and Britta would literally just take over.
Yeah.
You're not at that stage yet. You will be at that stage, but just not yet. So, of course, they get paid accordingly.
Yeah.
So I think it's really good for us that we do have just such a knowledgeable team of experts.
Definitely. Yeah. I think that kind of leads us into staffing as well.
There's been a few big changes with Bali Rides the last, let's be honest, it's been 2 years. Like it's been a big 2 years.
It's been a big 2 years. Like a lot of changes, a lot of ins, outs, and just not right fits, and people needing to spread their wings a little bit as well.
I'm very big on growth as well. Like there are some people in the industry, and I know for a fact that they're still planning weddings the same way they did 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Which is fine. You do you, boo. But I always want to do better. I always think it doesn't matter how good you are.
One of my favorite sayings that you've told me as well, it's like life is like a video game.
Yeah.
Like you've
got to move up the levels.
You've got to move up the levels, and there's always new challenges, and it's how you overcome them.
And some people are very happy to stay on level 2, and that's completely fine. That's up to them. But I want to clock the video game. I want to finish it. I want to get as high as I can. And things get very hard before you move to the next level. You know, you start on level 1, easy. Level 2, a little bit harder. And then as you go up, it gets harder and harder. And I feel like that's where we've been for the last 2 years in life. It's been a really tough 2 years on the back end because COVID happened and we sent you home. Mm-hmm. We sent Hayley home. My local team, I got a full-time job to support them because I couldn't just shut the business down. Yeah. I couldn't just stop because we had clients, which we've covered already. But after COVID, we had 70 postponements and we had no money. We literally had no money because we'd already spent all the money that we'd personally been paid for those weddings. And the deposits, a lot of them had already been paid in full because they were coming up. So we didn't have any money and we still had to run all these weddings.
Yeah.
So we had to take new bookings to be viable and to continue the company. So we had 70 postponements. We had a bunch of new weddings coming on and we had to get more staff because we didn't have the capability to do new weddings and the postponement. So we were quite lucky that a girl that I'd known for many, many years who had worked across hotels was looking for a job at the time. So I was like, great. I know her. I know what she's capable of. She's planned weddings. I've seen her reviews. Let's get her straight in to plan weddings.
Yeah.
Now, we have never hired a wedding planner in that capacity.
Everyone's always had to learn the ropes and
so
level
like,
up.
For example, Mita, who was with us for a very long time, 7 years, she's actually Yanti. Yanti was the first OG person with Bali Brides. When she came on board, she was my wedding assistant. She'd book the suppliers. She'd collect the invoices. She'd help me with the run sheet. She would do the admin. I would be client-facing and manage everything else. And then eventually, Yanti learned that role. She moved into small weddings.
Yeah.
We gave a discount for her fee because she was learning.
Elopements, hotels.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then eventually she moved into a full capacity planning role after a couple of years, and now she's doing all of our high-end weddings because she is a senior. She's been with me 10 years.
She's freaking fantastic.
Honestly, she's incredible.
Yeah.
I always say this, and I know this is probably not great for me, but I'm like, she's better than I am. My English is probably obviously going to be a lot better.
Yeah.
But on a planning aspect and being organised, like she is so freaking good.
So good.
But yeah, she came on, and then when she moved into a planning role, we hired Mita. Mita again, she started as our assistant. Everyone starts behind the scenes admin and they move into a planning role. So hiring that new person straight into a planning role had never happened, but it was necessary.
Yeah.
We had to get another planner. We couldn't run everything by ourselves. So we hired them, and after maybe 6 months, it became very clear that not that you can't teach an old dog new tricks, but it was very hard to get them to follow our processes.
Yeah.
Every Indonesian here that I know is WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Invoicing on WhatsApp, planning on WhatsApp, and there is no way for you to document that. You're having to scroll through hundreds of messages. It's very messy. It's very unorganized. And trying to move her onto an email and our systems that we had built of this is how we want you to plan things, like, was very difficult, and it just became too much. So she finished up.
Yeah.
And as she was finishing up, it was like, holy crap, we're so busy. We're in the midst then of peak season and multiple postponements. Like, it was madness. I think we doubled the most weddings we'd ever done in a year that year. And so she was finishing up, and then I had a friend approach me who was like, hey, looking for a job, wanting to get back into the industry. And I already knew her because she was a friend. She hadn't worked in a very long time, had come out of hospitality, and I do look for a hospitality hire because I know they're people.
Yeah.
And so again, we hired her, and again, it was like very backwards and forwards. And when you hire someone that has a lot of experience in another role, sometimes it's very hard to teach them because they feel like they're already there, and they might be, but they're not there at our level. They're not there with Bali brides. So again, massive issues. We finished them up because they weren't right for the company. And then what was happening, because we were so busy, there were also internal issues with some of our staff.
Yeah.
And honestly, some of the things that were being done and said was disgusting.
It was horrible.
But I was so busy. I was like, I will deal with it later. And later never came, and things kind of got worse. So there were definitely people in the team that are wonderful, but maybe shouldn't have been in the team as long as they were because of the attitude, basically. Yeah. So we've had a massive couple of years of, like, even, you know, we hired a Westerner to come into the office and do the admin role. And on the day their visa came through, they quit because they were like,
literally that day, they were like, oh, well,
that's a lot more.
Be in the office.
I don't want to be in the office, and that's a lot more work than I thought it was going to be. And I was like, you literally begged me for the job. So we've had a lot of staffing changes the last couple of years.
Yeah.
And I actually sent out an email to the team last night and apologized because I'm a big believer in taking accountability and owning your mistakes. And as the boss of the company, like, that was on me. Like, I should have hired better. I should have gotten rid of people the first time we started having issues with them instead of letting them get away with it because I was scared and I was too busy. So we've had a lot of staffing changes. And so beautiful Mita, who was with us for 7 years, who, as we said, started off in elopements, she actually finished up with us last month, which was really sad because, you know, we've been with her a long time.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I think it was also sad because she was supposed to finish at the end of the month, and the end of the month was Thursday, and Thursday's a big day in the office. We do staff dinner. Yeah. Everyone comes in. It's compulsory office day. So I thought she was finishing Thursday. We'd kind of arranged a final hurrah for her. And she walked up to me Tuesday in the office and she's like, bye. And I was like, oh, bye. See you Thursday. She's like, no, I'm going to Singapore tomorrow. I'm like, what? She's like, I've already given my computer and things to Amar. And I'm like, I was so confused. And because we now have a general manager, I was like, maybe he knows. Maybe he approved it because that's why they put it. And I was like, oh. And so I got up and I gave her a hug and I was like, can we do dinner when you get back or something? And she's like, oh, well, look, after Singapore, I'm going to Medan. And I was like, oh, okay, bye. And it was like kind of the saddest farewell ever. Because I feel like after 7 years, she should have got like a...
Because normally we do like a cute dinner or something. Or...
Yeah, like card, present, like thanks for your time, you know, depending on who they are. But yeah, so that was a bit sad after 7 years. But we wish her all the best in her new adventures. And then another one, Emma will obviously be finishing up with us basically now.
Yeah.
And Emma's been fantastic. She's a very bubbly personality. She just wasn't the right fit for the company. And that's okay. Like, same with our clients. Not every client's perfect for a wedding planner. Not every planner is perfect for the client. And unfortunately, she just wasn't the right fit for Bali brides, but it's trial and error. So what I'm really excited about, though, is we're slowly downscaling back to our pre-COVID team.
Yeah.
We're going to work on our systems. We're going to retrain. We're going to rebuild how we do things. And when we do eventually rebuild, we're going to do it like we used to. Start at the bottom, work your way up. So everyone's stripes are earned. And I'm so excited because I feel like...
It kind of feels like a breath of fresh air.
It really does, because it's been 2 years of like, we're just staying afloat. And as a client, you would never know that because like the reviews that we're getting, the processes we have in place, like everything is so seamless, so smooth. Even that...
You never see but the behind the scenes.
The behind the scenes in the office has been really hard the last 6 months.
Probably 6 months probably.
Yeah, I want to say 6 months. It's been a bit of a wild year, but I also think that's because we were so busy for the last 2 years that we didn't notice.
I think finally we're now settling down. We've found our groove. We've got a routine back. It's just...
You're settling into your team leader role like a boss. Like, it's been a massive couple of years, and now that we're kind of balancing, it's like, oh, we probably should fix the issues that we're having internally and with our staffing. So,
and it's better off to do it now rather than the middle of peak season when we've literally got no time.
Well, also, I think the good thing as well is like if you come on board with Bali Brides with one of our newer planners, me and you personally oversee them.
Yeah.
So if something like this happens and they do finish up with us, like what's happening at the moment, who steps in? We do.
We do.
You now get a senior planner.
Like we've both been on all the client calls and everything, CC'd in a lot of emails. Like the clients know us already, so it's a very easy transition for us to just be like, whoop, we're taking over. You got us now.
And I think that's like one of the massive selling points of Bali Brides. Like you either come in with a senior planner, like in the nicest way, Britta. This is probably really cocky. You're never going anywhere. Like I have no issues booking you a wedding for 7 years' time because I know that you're still going to be here. And probably the same with Yanti, to be completely honest. She's been with me 11 years. I
have no desire to go anywhere.
She's incredible. And if she did go somewhere, I think she would start her own company and I would fully support and back her in that. But she's seen how much I work and how much goes into it. Like, yes, you can plan a wedding, but do you actually plan the whole wedding yourself? No, because we have a salesperson who looks after all the inquiries and all of the marketing and gets the client on board and hands them over. You don't do any of the accounting. Like, to have your own company is such a massive workload.
It's massive. Like, I don't know how people do it by themselves.
I do because obviously back in the day it was me, Yanti.
You had your spreadsheets.
We did. The way we planned weddings years ago. Oh my gosh, it's actually really embarrassing. Yeah. But as I said, I'm very big in growth and learning and leveling things up. If you're a client of ours, you will now be in school. I actually have other planners contacting me asking if I will share and set school up for them. And I'm like, it's mine.
It's my baby. I worked so hard on it.
Like it was years in the making. So like we're constantly improving. We're not just in 5 years' time, we'll probably be doing something different. The team will hate me for changing things again, but you constantly have to do better. You've got to change with the times. You can't do things the same way that they've always been done or you'll never get any better. Exactly. And I am such a big believer. Like I don't think I know everything about wedding planning. Like I will still learn. We had that dinner with Concierge launch and we went out for dinner with a couple of other wedding planners, BVL events, Desi, love her, and Joanne, and who else was there?
We had
Soiree Society.
There.
Yep. So we had dinner with a couple of the wedding planners and then Desi was telling me how many weddings she does a year. And I was like, I need to sit down and talk to you because I need to figure out what you're doing to be able to manage that level of weddings because she's doing probably how many weddings we are by herself.
Yeah.
I do not understand that.
I don't get it.
So I'm like, can we have a catch up? Because I'd love to learn more about your business and how you work things and see what tips I can take. Like you can always do better and you can always learn more.
For sure.
So good.
Have we hit a lull?
Lot of things going on behind the scenes at Bali Brides, and then we've had 5 weddings back to back.
Yep.
Most of them were Yantis. I think 2 were Yantis. One was Emma's.
Three were Yantis.
3. So
you have
Thursday.
3 in 4 days.
Oh yeah. So she was Thursday, Saturday, Sunday.
And then she went out to Ubud for a menu tasting on Monday.
Oh, gosh. I need to book her a massage or something so she can get a massage. And then you and Emma did Fridays.
Friday.
And then
we just had a nice review come through.
I saw that. It was beautiful. Beautiful little Loman, rainfall things. Yeah. And then I obviously had my Monday wedding, which, like, to be honest, was probably the most stressful wedding I've done in, like, the last 5 years. Like, the couple themselves, lovely. Yeah. Wonderful. But ages ago we spoke about that wedding where the people went onto the graveyard and that day everything that could go wrong went wrong. It was like that, except without the graveyard. Like the lead up to the wedding, I had massive issues with the venue because they changed a lot of their rules, fair.
Yeah.
But some of the rules I understood, some of them I'm like, that's ridiculous. Like, you're not allowed candles on the table anymore. Are you joking? Why? Because they might fall off and burn our floor. And I'm like...
By the time it hits the floor, it's going to be out.
And I was like, I'll pay double the security deposit to have candles. No. And so for me, that was like a massive argument behind the scenes with them. And then catering, this particular wedding we've been planning for 7 years.
Yeah.
They are a pre-COVID client that then obviously was supposed to get married post-COVID, but then got pregnant and like multiple things happened along the way. Not only that, they booked a lot of the suppliers directly. So we didn't have a lot to do with it. They kind of came on board for planning back then with most of the suppliers booked and we took over. So when they came back to us, we said, look, like we only held deposits for a year after the borders opened. You kind of disappeared on us for a couple of years. So it's going to be brand new planning. Your planner's not actually available. She's already booked out. Venue, for whatever reason, the venue had to be changed. So we started again for most of it, but then things like photo video, because they'd negotiated that themselves, they managed to somehow keep those deposits. I don't know how that worked. I wasn't involved.
Yeah.
But so the venue was a massive thing with the candles, and then they were like, oh, you can't have live cooking stalls on the grass. And this was literally the day before the wedding,
and
they
it's
told
on
me.
the wedding brief, which you'd already sent them how far in advance?
A week ago.
Yeah.
And the catering had been booked in for years. So on the day, I'm like debating with the owner, like, okay, if I can't have them on the grass, where can they go? The kitchen. Great, that's great. I can put them in the kitchen. That's fine. Yeah, but you can't actually have them live. You've got to use the kitchen to do all the cooking and then display them like a buffet. And I was like, no, that's not the vibe of my wedding. Like, that is absolutely not happening, and I don't agree with that. And so eventually we came to a compromise. He let me do it on some of the concrete around the corner from the grass. So it wasn't a massive deal. But then it was like, little kid fell over and like split her chin open on the way to the wedding. I had to get a doctor out and put stitches in her on the wedding day. You know, it rained. Like, there was an incident with the cake knife that the Villa Kitchen had given us a knife for the cake cutting, and the bride cut her finger on it because it was serrated on both sides. I've actually never seen that in my life. And so when they were cutting the cake, she cut her finger, then there was blood on the dress. Like, it was just such a disaster. And I think that's why my probably tone and attitude today is not the best, because I'm still like in my head about
You're reeling.
I'm reeling. And when I got to the office yesterday afternoon, Ella's like, are you okay? And I was like, no. And I said, look, I know it wasn't my fault, but you want your bride's day to be like, I'm getting emotional.
Yeah.
You want it to be like amazing.
The best day of their life.
I want them to be so happy. I want them to be like hugging me at the end of the night and telling me what a good day was.
Yeah.
And this couple in particular, they weren't emotional people. I think you probably call them a type A bride if you were talking to Unga.
Yeah.
Like, didn't really display emotions, very monotone, very precise, very detailed. So I was like heartbroken for them. And it wasn't like, if you spoke to her or him, like, they probably did have a great day. But in the back of my head, I'm like, it like, there were so many little things that happened, and none of them within my control, although the cake knife.
And the hair and makeup?
Oh, the hair and makeup, she booked it herself.
Yeah.
So big shout out to Glow Day Spa, who I booked last minute to come in and take over because she was really unhappy with her trial.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I'm still upset because I'm like, I wanted her to have the best day.
Yeah.
Although it was very stressful for her. I know that like the hair and makeup, that was not my fault. I got the new hair and makeup artist. The cake cutting, I'm blaming myself, because even though we got the cake knife from somebody else and put it out, like, and it was dark, and you honestly, with your naked eye, you couldn't see it was serrated on the other side. Like, but I'm still blaming myself because I'm like, I should have spotted that. I should have spotted that when I was carrying the cake table out, but you couldn't see it, that it was, and what knives are serrated on both sides? So, and then she got blood on her dress, and that was a whole thing. Me and Al were literally in the bridal room, like trying to like fix it. We couldn't get it off, so we were like clipping her dress with paper clips and trying to like get her vibe back. So it was just like it was just one of those days where a lot of things went wrong that are completely out of control, but I'm still like sad.
Yeah. That's sad.
But I've got an elopement next week, and I feel like those ones always bring me back to life because they're so little, they're so small, they're so easy.
You asked me if I wanted to be on it. I was like, yes.
Yeah.
I need it.
Those ones ground you because they're so small and simple, and normally the couples are like over the top lovely because, I don't know, they just are.
That's how I felt about the wedding on Friday. Like, it was a nice little one at Mandira. Yeah, yes, it was disappointing. It rained, so that whole garden area was like completely flooded. We had to move everything undercover, but you know, it's just those little ones. It's like they're just so grateful for just everything that you do.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'm just, our flowers, our staff members, like, are these the flowers you forgot? Because we've got a few flowers because our little bunny rabbit died the other day. So there's flowers in the house. For
our little putty, 5 years she she. We can't figure it out.
I don't know how you tell the sex of her. I was told when I got her it was a girl. So I still call her a girl.
Yeah.
But in the reality, I actually don't know if it was a boy or a girl because my friend brought her rabbit over for a little play date, and the first time her rabbit tried to get on top of my rabbit. So we thought hers was a boy. But then the second time they came around, like, it was the other way around. So we actually don't know. Maybe they were both boys. We're not really too sure about that situation.
Oh, bless.
So I think the last thing that I want to touch on is, at the moment, we have been told we're in for a wet summer.
Oh, yeah, wet summer.
Wet summer. Bali,
strap in.
Bali typically rains, let's say November through to February. And we've been told to expect a wet summer. It's been raining a lot the last month, which is really uncharacteristic for this time of year. So if you are a bride getting married this year, whether you're with us or you're not with us, talk to your venue, talk to your wedding planner. I think you seriously need to start considering backup options just in case. Yeah. I mean, take it on a case-by-case status. At the moment, I've got a wedding on Saturday, and I haven't decided yet whether I'm going to talk to them about it. I'm just watching the weather.
Yeah.
But I think
you just need to start thinking about if you don't want it rained out, if you don't have a backup option at your venue, like, you need to be looking into a marquee.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that about covers off our last month. So thank you everyone for joining. And I also want to say a special shout out. Like, we've got a lot of people that I've been getting on phone calls with lately that are like, we're watching the podcast. So thank you for watching along at home. I'm really glad that you're watching and enjoying, but I'm a bit annoyed at myself.
We're a little bit annoyed.
Because we have been meeting suppliers, and guys, we're going to be meeting a lot of suppliers over the coming years. So
you're going to see them in the flesh.
You're going to see a lot. And what
you're going to like a lot of personalities.
What we're trying to balance out at the moment is local supplier, Western supplier, local supplier, and we're going through categories. So hair and makeup, photo, video. Like, we've had some people on. Sitting downstairs at the moment, we have Lydia and Arshad, entertainment companies, and then later on we'll do an interview with some local suppliers for entertainment. But I'm getting onto calls now. And it's like, Tristan, I know that I put this person on hold.
But I want Terralogical now.
Because I saw them on your podcast.
Or I want Min or Brady or Pierre.
Yeah. So, like, don't just pick the ones we're putting on the podcast. We work with a lot of amazing people, and we are going to showcase them all throughout the year. So first of all, thank you for tuning in. We're so glad that you're loving the content, but don't just settle on one, because we are going to bring in a lot of companies this year. I think the most important thing when picking your suppliers is chat to your planner about what your preference is, which we're going to be covering with Lydia and Arshad shortly. And I just know we're going to get an influx of bookings for them, but we are going to be covering a lot of people.
And I think we work with these people for a reason. They're all fantastic.
They're all amazing.
Otherwise we wouldn't have
the couch is just not big enough to have them all on in one go.
So if we could have all our suppliers in here, we would.
So thank you for tuning in, listening along. The next couple of episodes, we're going to be running through entertainment. We're going to be having some more of the team in here so you can meet them. But thank you, and we will see you in 2 weeks' time.
Bye.
Bye.